Y bienvenidos a todos a CSR, the leader in reporting Bay Area college sports. Yo soy Chris Carey. But far from the competition of college sports, another league is developing, the Athletics of Tomorrow. By offering free sports leagues in inner-city communities throughout the Bay Area, Sports for Kids and its coaches are reinforcing the power of play. Reporter Nick Marquez brings us more from the schoolyard. Warriors, come out and play! Seriously though, how about them Dubs? The NBA playoffs have now advanced to the second round, slowly but surely. The matchups are getting more interesting as teams are faced with the reality of winning or going fishing. CSR's Mike Hall and Hamade Ivory, aka Big Smooth, crash the boards and tackle the issue. Thanks, Matt. The Gators are starting off their season strong with a 2-0 record in the CCAA. Today we have two seniors from the SFSU baseball team with us. Matt, Steve, thank you for joining us this afternoon. Well, let's go.
Opponents, because we're always worried about who we're playing, and we really need to focus on, it's just a game of baseball. You don't play against anyone. You play against the game itself, executing jobs, and, it just comes down to us being more cohesive as a team, and the inconsistency, that's the big killer for us this year. If we could play at our best level at all times, we can get right back up there.
Definitely. What do you think, Steve?
Same thing along with Matt, most of the season we've just been making the game way too hard for ourselves, trying to hit the 3-run homer, instead of getting the guy over, just trying to be too fine in situations instead of doing the little things, hitting the spots, just making the game as simple as possible, and we'll get wins, So we're just making it way too hard right now.
So let's find out more about Matt Cavanaugh and Steve Evanson. Matt, let's start off with you, because kind of the two of you are having total polar opposite years.
Right.
Matt, starting with you, you won the 2006 second team CCSA award and had a great year last year. I know you were telling me you were being scouted, ready to get drafted, and then you come into this year, and early on in the season you hurt your elbow. So talk about that, coming from such a great season to such a letdown this year. How's that been for you?
It's been very disappointing. I've had a lot of high hopes for this year. Last year was had a decent season, and I really was looking forward to building off that. I was talking to a couple teams here and there, but my main goal was helping this San Francisco State team get to the playoffs and get a winning record. And after the first game of the season, I tore my labrum in my shoulder, and I played a couple more games after that, trying to just man up and get through it so we can just so I can help the ball club out as much as I could. But I realized it was in the best interest of me and our team because I was only playing about 50%, so I had to make that decision to take my red shirt this year and come back next year. And it's upsetting for me to sit back and have to watch the team go through this. I'd love to be out there with them. We spent so much time in the fall together and so much time in the winter, going through, 3-day practices, 3 times a day, and it's a big disappointment for me, but I got to look at the positives and got to get my arm better, come back, help this team next year.
Yeah, if there's a silver lining, it has to be that medical red shirt. I mean, if it wasn't for that, you'd have to end your career on the note, and fortunate enough to be able to play again next year.
Right.
Steve, on the other hand, you're having a phenomenal year. 3-0 in your last 7 innings pitched in your last 3 starts. Can't necessarily say you've gone 3-0, unfortunately.
Right.
But and I was actually present. Welcome back, boys and girls, to another edition of CSR Point Counterpoint. Today's topic, NFL free agency, where everyone seems to be striking it rich. Let's begin with which team we think has been the biggest player in the free agent market. Jenny, take your pick.
Thanks, Chris. Well, along with the San Francisco 49ers, the New England Patriots have been actively participating in this year's free agent market. The most sought-after free agent is linebacker Adalius Thomas, who comes from the Baltimore Ravens.
Indeed.
Not only can he play linebacker, but he also can play defensive end. Wide receiver, Wes Welker. Now, the Pats did their research on this one. Welker's 5'8", which is incredibly short for a receiver, but he's quick from the break, which the Pats love.
Indeed. I'm going to have to go with the Denver Broncos on this one, Jenny. Travis Henry in the Denver's zone blocking running scheme. He's going to run for 1,000 yards. William Perry can run for 1,000 yards in that scheme. And he's going to take a lot of pressure off second-year quarterback Jay Cutler. The other guy who's going to do that, Daniel Graham. First legit tight end that Denver's had since the Super Bowl days of Shannon Sharp. And finally, Dre Bly, combined with Champ Bailey and John Lynch, one of the better, if not the best, secondaries in the NFL.
So what would you do if this wasn't here? I kind of go crazy, just cooped up in my room studying because I have 4 full-time classes and I'm a grad student, so this is really great.
The intramural program here at San Francisco State University is in jeopardy. Despite a growth in participation from 300 to over 1,000 students since the year 2000, the program is still vastly underfunded and is currently in the red. Paula Moran is the director of intramurals at San Francisco State.
We do 4 sports. We have indoor soccer on Mondays, co-ed volleyball Tuesday nights, basketball, and tennis on Wednesdays. So that is about 1,000 students that participate in the program.
Due to lack of funding, many teams have been turned away, and the ones who do get the opportunity are confined to limited facilities.
We had to turn away 8 soccer teams this semester from the indoor league. Wow. We turned away 3 basketball teams from the basketball league.
Freshman Matt Sung plays with an ultimate frisbee team on campus.
Well, there's not much field space here to begin with, and then during the soccer season, it was the soccer's field. Or the soccer team's field, and then they reseeded the field, so then Cox Stadium is completely off limits. And then the baseball stadium is taken by the baseball players, and so with that it doesn't leave much.
Correct, that and the time. We're really limited by facilities. We share the facilities between kinesiology is the academic program, athletics, ourselves, and it's the Fit Plus program, which is the faculty staff fitness program. So there's a lot of people sharing small facilities. The $2 really isn't covering it anymore. The other thing, as more students are participating, we go later and later into the evening.
But now Paula and other students are petitioning for a $2 to $3 increase.
A lot more people are getting involved in it, so there's space. We need more space for more teams to be able to play. There's a lot of so many people interested in it, but there's not enough time in one night to do one of this. So, I mean, if anything, just like an expansion of the program.
Because I'm sure a lot of folks would like to play some intramural sports. Because I'm not good enough to go out and just try out for the basketball team cold turkey. I'm not in the greatest shape. You feel me? So I'd like to be able to just mess around and go play some intramurals. And I think a lot of people would be about it.
Would you be willing to increase your own tuition $3 to benefit that program?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's important. Obesity is such a huge problem that I think that often it's because of the lack of resources.
Yeah, I would. It's $3, I guess. It's not that bad.
In the meeting that we came, I heard there was around 50 teams who signed up, and I kind of felt bad for the teams that didn't get in just because of lack of funds. So we all signed the petition to hopefully pay $2 extra to get everybody next semester to play. I think it's important to have an outside thing to do besides school and work. I think it's about having fun too.
I believe that the school can do more to provide more notoriety to the program because, I mean, as Luis said before, the 50 teams that registered, I mean, the school had the same promotional standard for that, but I mean, people spread the word and more teams decided to join. And like he said, I feel the same way. I felt bad that they couldn't really that all the teams couldn't make it. So I think that the school is well structured, but just needs more attention to it.
Honestly, I would be juiced if they put $4 on it instead of $2. It seems like a lot of times with when you're paying tuition, you don't